That's what they telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what they telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's telling me to come forward, come for me. See, I don't know why finally now I just spoke my mind. I know it's long since we spoke sometime, but this thing no play, I go change your mind. Just give me some time, baby, please. Cause I don't have no time to waste. No more back and forth just like Aliyah. That's all I wanna do right now. Grab it up. Swing on me, gonna grab it up. Body to body, make a bend up for the reeling. Bad man, turn you over like a steering. Well, when me gonna grab it up? Swing on me, gonna grab it up. Body to body, make a bend up for the reeling. Bad man, turn you over like a steering. Well, she's telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she's telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she's telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's telling me to come forward, come for me.
Just killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system. Move back left. You don't want to change from the
4-3. Yaga, man. My peoples. Obviously, everyone, bro, Tim. I didn't even get myself, but I got lemonade though. You know what I mean? I got lemonade. Obviously, the next best thing, man. The next best thing, man. Big up everyone inside. Big up my brothers, Ish. Big up my brother, Romz. Guys, big up everyone who's obviously inside. Look at the tingle moving, shaking. They already know the vibes. They already know the vibes, man. Ish, Romz, chat to me, man. How you guys doing?
Oh. What can I say? Yesterday was one of the best days in my life as a Liverpool fan, bro. Like the only thing in my life I hate is United. They're the only thing. So I didn't think it could get better than last season. So
Yeah.
OT, only R9's done that. 5-0. I thought, cool, this is the best it's ever really gonna get. But to put 7 past them, 7, bro. And I'm gonna go later on in the show. I'll obviously go into the context why I was even more madder. But generally speaking, normally we come into stream saying, bro, you know life's good other than Liverpool. No, everything's good now in Liverpool. Not good completely, but in terms of yesterday, things are good right now still. Because this defeat is going to live long in history. Long.
You gotta be smiling. I can't even lie. Like I never really coming on stream and smiling and stuff like that. Ish, man, chat to me. I know you're happy. I know Ish. I know Ish is smiling. They're happy. Chat to me, bro.
Man. First of all, everyone, listen, smash the like button. This is gonna be a Hall of Fame episode. Yeah, Jerry will be joining shortly. G's here, Romz here, I'm here. Man, them are getting cooked.
Got my lemonade.
Man, them are getting cooked. That was the worst beatdown in Premier League history. I know teams might have scored more. I know Man United beat Southampton 9-0 a couple of years ago. But in terms of big games, Super Sunday, under the lights. That's the worst defeat ever. Man United, this is meant to be the best Man United since Fergie. They're telling me, yeah. Ten Hag is the guy who's gonna bring back the glory days. We're on our knees, and let's not forget about that as well. Right? Obviously, the game, the result was great and everything. We're still on our knees. This is still our worst season for a minute, for about 5-6 years. They were coming thinking they were gonna win. They were coming really thinking they were gonna win. I don't want to start calling out names, but I saw a lot of content creators in this content thing that we do who are meant to be knowledgeable, and it's saying, yeah, United, they're coming to turn us over. So listen, you lot, hold that. Hold it.
I think obviously
that's it.
After the game, me and Jerry was speaking to me, and I think he was telling me about some footage he might have, exclusive footage he may possibly have in regards to Ten Hag after the game. So we're going to try and get that up for you guys in a minute or so.
It's 7 Hag now, bro. 7 Hag.
Oh, so sorry. 7 Hag. Sorry, 7.
They're saying it's 7 Hag now because we put the 7, 1, 2, 3.
Yo, I haven't seen that scene from EastEnders for time.
Real EastEnders dons, you know about Max Brennan, bro. They live caught the guy putting his fingers down his throat. That episode was a myth. If you know about that episode, the bear.
Yeah, of course. Come on, bro. That's real story.
Mad.
Nah, man. I think look, big up everyone inside, big up Phoenix 93, big up Aman Singh, big up Honesty, big up RJ, real one since day one, big up Michael Corleone, big up King Cop as well, big up Emirali, True Don, big up everybody again, as is said already. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to the channel, man. This is going to be fun because look, before we even dive into everything, big up boy Pello. These bums are trying to suck me back. Listen, this is what I'm saying. So we're obviously, you already know when you come to the Jerry James show, you already know how we move. We're going to dive into all of that regardless of anything. At the end of the day, we beat Manchester United 7-0. So man needs to at least have a bit of fun. I need to have a little bit of fun with it. Just a little bit of fun with it. And then obviously we can get back to the realness, real soon. Big up Double T, obviously in the building. Klopp masterclass. Hey, look, like I say, man, I'm not here to. I'm not gonna in this.
What's the deal?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh,
yeah, get that nigga out of here.
Yeah. I love that meme, bro.
Like I said, I'm not cussing no one today. Like that, this is gonna be the first time probably we've ever done a stream where I'm not gonna talk negative about anybody because there's not really, what can I say? There's nothing really negative to say, obviously, about the game in itself. Big up KLFC, man. Big up to yourself, my bro. But obviously, you beat Manchester United 7-0. When we're looking at that, let's even go to the lineup in itself. Obviously, we saw how Klopp obviously wanted to line up, or we saw how he did line up. And the biggest change I think that we saw in that lineup was Bajcetic for, what's his name? Harvey Elliot. To you both, how are you both looking at that? Obviously, pre-game, before we've even done anything, kicked off, looking at Manchester United's lineup as well. They've got Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro and Fred in the middle of the park. How are you guys kind of looking at it?
I'll keep it real. Yeah, I wasn't that happy, to be honest, when I saw Harvey in for Bajcetic. It wasn't even so much like, it wasn't really like a Harvey thing, and it even wasn't even like a Bajcetic thing. It was more of like all right, so Hendo, that means Hendo's going to be moved to the left, or he's not going to be in the right to help cover Trent, because I thought Rashford would play on the left. So I was thinking, all right, Hendo's in the team. I know it's going to be a Hendo and Trent against Rashford kind of thing. Then I see Hendo on the left. I was like, he don't really play that well there. But so when the lineup came up, I weren't too happy, to be honest, with the midfield. The back four, I saw Ibu at the back. I was like, cool. When we got Ibu in the team, I know Trent at least is going to have decent cover when he goes forward, innit? And then up top, I think that's our best front three at the moment. Jota's not really come back firing from his injury. Bobby's still coming back from injury as well. I've been liking what Gakpo's been doing in the last few weeks, and then Darwin's Darwin, innit? But I was looking at Salah before the game. I know he normally eats against United, so I was like, you got to do something, and told me to hold that, bro. 4 G&A, bro. De Gea does not want to see him again, bro. De Gea does not want to see him again. Never.
I'll let you guys dive into Salah. We'll get into Salah soon. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
When I saw, like I said, this stream, there's going to be no negativity because there can't be. But let's just say when I saw the starting 11, I weren't confident. Mainly with that change, I was not confident. The back four I kind of knew would pick itself. I was hoping for Simi, but boy, would I have been wrong because Robbo probably had his best game of the season. Not even probably.
He was my man of the match. He was my man.
Yeah,
I know the front three done their thing.
Get everyone who grabbed the headline. Yeah.
10 out of 10, bro. 10 out of 10.
Alisson, other than the I think Anthony Chance didn't have much to do, but again, the back five picks itself. I would have probably made that Robbo change, but that's about it. But when I saw Badge dropped, our best midfielder, you can even see our best midfielder this season, he only started starting games after the World Cup. That's mad to say, but he's been our best midfielder. When I saw him drop in a game like this, and you know what? I can even go one further. I know the sample size is very small, but remember his little cameo against United in pre-season?
Yeah.
Come and look comfortable.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? Sometimes you have to go off your last game against that specific opposition. So I thought, you know, he looks comfortable. And irrespective of that, he's just been in form. He's been our best. I was like, Klopp, for your sake, a big up King Klopp as well, because we were chopping up before the game. We have to get a result. We have to, for his sake, because if he didn't, you know, he would have been criticised of the change. But the front three, what can you say, bro? All to get a brace each. And I'll be real.
You know how mad that is?
It's crazy.
That's a power league thing. Everyone's just chopping up front.
Mad. Facts, bro. Like, how many goals you got? What, 2, 3, 4? Everyone's just counting up their goals, seeing who got more. That's how it was yesterday, bro. But I deeped it. Like, I've been critical of Salah and Gakpo, innit? For me, I even said when we first signed him, he will score that wonder goal that gets you out your seat and whatnot. But I can't see him doing very well. Boy, I'd love to eat my words because there's even reports that come out today. Bobby's his master and he's the apprentice. Bobby's apparently teaching him that 9. And
the Bobby stuff,
you know, if he can perfect
it's hurting.
It could be a pace. Because imagine Gakpo like Bobby with pace. It could be scary. Obviously, you need to be patient with that one. You don't know number 27. I'm never going to diss. Like I'm saying, big up honesty. Because I was saying yesterday on the streams I was on.
Yeah, big up honesty for the super chat, man. Big up
honesty, man. It's now City, Arsenal, Man United, Madrid, and Napoli. 5 of our biggest games. Nunez is bagged in. Irrespective of what you're saying, even like people like you and G, you're not his biggest fan. Even you can accept, raw. He will do his thing in a big game.
Hey, don't speak for me, man. Don't speak for me.
He will influence it in some way.
Let me talk, man.
Let me talk. That video is even this. Listen, I don't count them as a big team, but even the Spurs game, probably one of his best games. I think 2 assists for Salah now, or 1 assist for Salah.
Yeah.
He just says to himself, maybe I might not doing it in the little games, but I am making my impact on all these big games. Big up June. I was even saying if he was a boxer or a fighter, it would be that his middle name would be Nunez Big Fight Darwin, bro. Darwin Big Fight Nunez. But listen, he's doing his thing. But listen, everyone yesterday, I'm trying to think. Everyone put up, I'd say a 7 minimum, in my opinion. Everyone. I don't think anyone was less than a 7.
Nah. I couldn't put anyone like less than a 7. No way.
No one less than a 7. It still hasn't really sunk in. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's been about 24 hours and it's not sunk in because the United fans are starting to say, yeah, if we win our next 2 games, it's kind of forgotten about. But what they need to understand is these results, especially until they play their next game, this is the type of result you hear on the bus, on the train, going into your local off license. Even people that don't watch football, United, Liverpool, 2 big teams. You see, that was like a cricket score. Like you're going to hear things like that. People that aren't even investing in football will be speaking about this. These are the type of results you can't get away from. And they need to understand. It's not only it's embarrassing. It's your arch rival, two biggest in the English game, and you didn't even get. Look, let me name you some historic scoreline: the 8-2s, the 7-2s, the 6-1s, even hidings we've had in the Villa and Stoke game. We still get a little consolation. They didn't score nothing, bro.
Wallahi, I will go Joe. On my mum's life, I will go Joe. Wallahi, I will go Joe tonight. You fucking lost 7-0 and you still want to fucking do shit. Wallahi, I'm not joking, bro.
And Amanda, I got as well. And he's best.
Yo.
If that's a Jota that's been in the team for about a month or two, a more tuned up Jota, he probably makes that 8. If that's a Jota in a month's time, he probably makes that 8. We don't know he's still getting back to speed, but yesterday was amazing, man. If that was 7-0 against any other team, I'll be gassed, but not this gassed. But the fact it is against United, and it's the context that you two said, they were the favourites. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care that it was at Anfield. They were the favourites. They've been better than us this year. Their last year, they won a cup last weekend. This is where it's even worse for them, in my opinion. They're going to talk about accumulation of games, but I read some mad stat. We've played over 200 games in the last 4 years, bro. That's
a lot. That's a lot.
And they rested most of their team in that West Ham game. So when they're trying to make it, not all United fans, but some, it's a bit fatiguing. Like even Ten Hag even said it out of the game, bro. I don't want to hear none of you speak about fatigue, otherwise you won't play for me again. Sorry, not 10, 7 Hag. It was moving ruthless, but yeah, bro. Everything about yesterday was perfect. I loved it.
Nah, man. I think. Listen, man. I had no complaints, man. It was so weird though. Like when you're watching that first half, obviously we're chatting in the Liverpool group chat, amongst ourselves and stuff like that. That before we scored, it wasn't looking too 7-0-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't looking too 7-0-ish in my eyes. Like I wasn't looking at that game and thinking, oh, hey, yo, 7-0. And even when we went 1-0 up, I think me and Romz are both saying, I don't know, I still feel like Liverpool could lose this game. Like, you know what I mean? I'll hold my hands up and say that because I was thinking the same thing. Go on, Romz.
Can I even add to what you just said? Yeah, because historically, I would say more Houllier and Benitez era. I'd say the Dalglish and Rodgers we kind of got out of. And actually, no, I'd say Rodgers as well. When United, and Gary Neville said it a few times over the years, when United normally come Anfield, they just have to weather that storm the first 20, 25 minutes, quiet down Anfield, and they grow in confidence. But the fact we didn't score, pardon me, I had too much 7-Up.
Yeah, bro, you know what it is with gas in that?
You know when you feel that big?
I had the same feeling. I'm drinking the lemon. I'm like, all right, let me let these.
I had to go on mute. I was like, this. I got some volcano in me right now. I was moving. That's too funny.
But I was good. No, but I was saying,
shit.
Normally when they quiet down Anfield, they normally grow in confidence. I remember John O'Shea one year, a Tevez one year, them smashing grabs. I was thinking, me and you were saying it, Chief. We don't score now, it could be a long day. It could be a very long day. And then I think the timing of our goal was key to get that just before half time on the back of a because Casemiro scored an offside goal. Everything yesterday was just perfect because it went against history. Like normally when United have that start, they don't lose at Anfield. That is proven. But nah, man. To add on to what you're saying, G, it's so true. The fact they were probably better than us the first. I wouldn't say better, but they had the clearer chances, should I say?
Yeah.
First 20, 25 minutes. They had the more clear cut because the Rashford. And you know what's mad? You know, normally.
Brother Fernandes?
Exactly, bro. And you don't know the cliche saying, when you're on form, normally everything comes off. Like, it just comes off. So when that Luke Shaw ball as well, credit when credit's due, that was a ball. He picked that out from deep.
Yeah.
When I see the Rashford.
Salah played one as well from the right.
Yeah. Dalot played one as well. But when he's played that and I see Rashford just hit it tamely, I thought, cool. No, there's little things in games where you actually have to, they mean something. I thought, bro, Rashford's in form and he didn't dispatch that. I thought, maybe this could be our day, but to score just before half time, it was key. Properly.
I think
what a goal as well, man. That goal, bruv. Varane. You know what? He wasn't even in the shot when Gakpo actually took the shot for the goal. he sent him so bad. He went in the camera angle. There's one angle that they show it. It's just Gakpo on his own shooting, and I'm like, rah, you got sent differently, and that touch, and then the finish.
Yeah. big up. Honestly, I'm gonna be shameless. Big man Ibu Konate will be a monster for LFC. Plus, I don't want to see Joe Cardi Spice as centre back. Maybe so man, I forgot about Joe Gomez. I completely even forgot Donny was even playing for Liverpool. Like, I was so immersed in the game that I forgot that. Oh yeah, he's still like about kind of thing, man. So maybe not the Joe Cardi Spice bit, but yeah, I agree with you still. Honestly, like I ain't trying to see Joe Gomez, play for Liverpool for a hot minute, and I don't think we will. To be honest with you, I don't think we will. And I think everyone as a collective, everything the guys are saying, both Ish and Romz, like this is the first time you guys are ever going to probably. It might happen again. I don't know, but like this is the first time this year anyway that we've all come on stream, and we've only got positive things to say. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like even Elliot. Now I ain't Elliot's biggest fan. I'll keep it a buck. I don't like. Whether he stayed or go, it really doesn't, cross my mind. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that I'll be real, he was the best midfielder on. Yeah,
why is he back to the popcorn like that, bro?
Yeah, look at him.
You two are gonna die because I know you two are PST veteran, and JJ's gonna die as well when you see this. Remember that game, Bully?
Yeah.
If Elliot
I love that game.
do you remember Billy?
I love that game.
Man, I forgot what his name was, but the main character of Billy, that would be Elliot, bro, if he shaved his hair.
He might. Next season, I want to see. Next season, he might need to come with that Steven Gerrard buzz cut 2001 type of. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of vibe. Like maybe next season, just show everybody, I'm about what I'm saying, kind of thing. But for me, yesterday, I know obviously some people saying. Maybe Firmino or whatever. I'll be real. I feel like Elliot was probably the best midfielder on the pitch yesterday. Like amongst everyone, I'm talking Casemiro, Fred, Firmino, Hendo. He looked like the one where I don't know. Like it was weird. It was like he was acting like a more of a connector. It was almost like you were playing with the two defensive midfielders. Yeah. Elliot was obviously still playing the right hand side, but he was just Like he was just a little piece in front. And I was just like, all right, cool. You know what? Maybe if he plays in that kind of position, obviously, look, at the end of the day, everything went right when it needed to go right. So it looked good anyway. But if I'm just thinking maybe this is something to look towards for next season or whatever, I'm looking at Elliot and I'm thinking, all right, let's see. Maybe he can be a bit of a connector. But I was speaking to Jamie on his show earlier on, yeah, and I was saying this. We've seen, obviously, Elliot play some of these games in right central midfield. He's done all right in patches, and in other games we've seen him. He's kind of drowned, and then obviously played right wing and left. All this kind of passer. When we sign these so-called midfielders that we are apparently going to sign in the summer, what do you do with an Elliot anyway? Like, where does he go? What does he do? What does he become?
I feel like he's going to be one of them. What does he become? I'm not too sure, because I think if we do sign the players we're supposed to sign, he's just an impact sub at best. But I feel like he'll be that sub that will always come on. That he will be the sub that gets that guaranteed 10 to 20 minutes per game, majority of the games. But that's a very good question, because it's like we've alluded to it many times on this show. If you're good enough, you play, irrespective of your position. And it's like, if we do sign the players we're supposed to, he's naturally going to get outside the team. And then it's kind of like, what does that even do for his mental? Because if you're going to be one of them players that, this is rare nowadays, but remember back in the day, I'm just happy to be here because I'm a fan of the club.
Yeah.
I can actually see Elliot fall into that category. But at the same time, he might believe in his ability so much that he's like, you know what? Send him aside. I love the club in that, but I might have to dip. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just think, if you're asking me what it means for next season, he'll be a guaranteed impact sub. But where he fits in, we know the evidence we have, he's best suited on that right side, but you're not going to display Salah. In that midfield role for me, and I'd say for most fans, he's not as effective, but that's the only role I can see him coming into next season. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the only role, because we've got enough attackers as it is. And I think even if you ask him, he'll rather probably play on that right hand side. But with the attackers we have, I can't really see it.
Because honestly, he's saying obviously Elliot will convert back to a winger as Salah's understudy. I don't. It's again, these are the kind of conundrums that, of course, as Liverpool fans, that's what we want at the end of the day. We want to be in a position whereby we're winning games 4-5-0, and man can still bring on a Diogo Jota level player or a Firmino kind of level player. I was gonna say Jones, but nah. Like he seemed like he just came on just for the vibes. Like, I don't know what he was kind of.
When he came on, I was like, "Rah, who's this?" I saw them at the 17. I was like, "Jones, rah, bro."
That's what you know your team. That's what you know you're when Jones is coming onto the pitch and he's just coming there for the vibes, just getting a couple touches here and there. He can now say, "Yeah, I was a part of that 7-0 win." You know what I mean? I was on the pitch.
The Insta-pick, innit? The Insta-pick.
Yeah,
He's got the shot over the shoulder.
He needs that Insta-pick. He needs to shout out his family. Like, he needs all of that. But I think, yeah, like, it's going to be a tricky one. And I think when I'm looking at, like, Elliot, when I see performances like yesterday, I think yesterday, as dumb as this sounds, it almost frustrated me because you're looking at that result and you're saying, brother, remember, this isn't Manchester United under Ollie, like, where these kind of results are just, obviously, I know 10. I know Seven Hard was obviously going through all of these kind of weird results this season. He's obviously had the Man City game. I think that obviously the Brentford game at the beginning of the season. I feel like there was another game where they got tumped up as well in the season.
I think Villa, was it Villa 3-0 or 3-1? I can't remember.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like they've been beaten so many times, yeah, that it's starting to get a little bit embarrassing.
We need to talk on that, you know, because that's for a guy who's meant to be Klopp never got slapped up like that in this first season.
Have you seen their away record against the top six?
I don't think they won.
6-3, 7-0. They lost to Arsenal as well.
Arsenal. And this is what I'm saying. It's like, it's weird, like, but at the same time, obviously, they're coming into it in good form, like in the last 10 games. Like, last 10 games, they've won most of their games. They've won the cup, beat Barcelona, top of La Liga, playing well. Rashford in the form of his life, all this kind of stuff. So when I'm looking at it and then I see that type of performance, obviously, them kind of games, I was just about to say they're one-offs, but I've seen Liverpool win games like this, like mad, like scorelines under Klopp before. So I can't even really say it was a one-off. Maybe against United, it could be seen as maybe as like a little bit of a one-off in terms of their form and stuff like that. But it frustrates me because then you'll go into, and we were talking about this in obviously the group chat, you'll then go into potentially a game against Bournemouth, and man won't see 90% of what I just saw the other day. And I'm just like, so what was all of that? Like, I don't get it. Like, so where did that come from? Where does all of that energy come from for you to go from that one extreme to, and this is why I think we get frustrated here on the Jerry James show, is that why we don't even look at it and think, yeah, I'm not looking past this result, because man seen us beat Man City 1-0, then go beat West Ham 1-0, then lose to Nottingham Forest and Leeds back to back. So then I'm just like, well, that don't make no sense then, bro, because you can't be beating these teams, beat Napoli, beat Ajax, but then you lose to Brentford, you lose to Brighton, you lose to Wolves. Like, that kind of consistency don't make no sense. Yeah, like it doesn't really make sense. So I'm wondering, what do you think it is in terms of why is it when we come to those type of games, the level just seems to go up and we seem to go back to what we were originally doing like 2-3 seasons ago?
I think it's because
Go on.
So I was just gonna say, just because like so much of what makes us, because we're not a technical team. Like, I know we have some technical players, but our tactics and our manager is not like based on being technical. So a lot of the things that our game is based on is the stuff that you get from big games, like having a crowd. Anfield yesterday was rocking. It's not been rocking like that at every point.
Yeah.
So when you play like a Leeds on the Saturday night in November and it's mad cold and the crowd aren't really up for it, the players come out thinking, yeah, we're probably going to win this if it's 70-80%. That's how you know it's all mentality, because it's like, it's not even the fact that we've lost these games, it's how we've lost the games. Like, we lost to Nottingham Forest. Did we even have a shot on target?
Yeah.
Lost the Leeds. Alex and Joe Gomez moving mad inside like 2-3 minutes. Like, it's the way we've been losing the games as well, which just makes you think that it's just the mentality is not there in every game. But word to what you were saying, G, because if we go and play Bournemouth on Saturday, we don't win. I'm sorry, the United game, you won't hear me talk about it anymore. It won't mean anything. It won't mean
That's
anything
what
to
I'm
me.
saying, Ish. That obviously we just want to enjoy the here and now. But one stat that worries me, and we said we're not gonna go and say anything negative, but I'm just saying a bit of food for thought. We have not won an early morning kickoff this season. That is all I'm gonna say.
That's a mad stat, bro. That's a mad stat.
Crazy, bro. And we've had about 4 or 5 early morning kickoffs, and we've not won. And they've been to lesser opposition. Bar that, even Chelsea, when we played them, weren't in good form. But bar Chelsea, it's been to lesser opposition. So that's the only thing that is a bit concerning. But
That's kind of spooky,
yeah.
you know, bro.
Because do you know what it is? I think you two will even take this as well, right? I won't even need another 3-4-0. Just get me a win against Bournemouth so you can keep that momentum. Even if it's a 1-0,
I was just going to say, in a way, 1-0 was kind of the best one. Imagine we score even like a last-minute winner to make it 1-0, or we get a goal early on and we just control the game or grind it out. I'll be more impressed than another 3-4-0, because I'm like, yo, the man have actually shown me that they've got the mentality now to stay concentrated for 90 minutes and to not concede a dumb goal, for Alisson not to move mad, Trent not to move mad. Like, I'll prefer that. I prefer just to see us go out there and just grind the result out. So yeah, word to what you're saying, Romz.
Big up, Aaron. 7-0 and 9-0. LFC turned United into Bournemouth. Klopp saying LFC can beat anybody on their day. It's not true until he beats Madrid, but this game needs to be burned on a CD or USB. I don't know, man. It's mad. It's mad. Like I said, I'm trying to just like enjoy the victory in itself. But Aaron, you know how we think in terms of how we kind of see things and stuff like that. Of course, like I'm kind of with you on that one in terms of like until you're doing it more consistently, it's difficult for me to, like I said, I don't trust Liverpool. Even after watching it, I don't trust Liverpool. You know what I mean? Yesterday was for me almost like an anomaly because I'm just like, where did that even come from? Like this weren't even a case of, right, okay, we've been spanking teams all season. Like we beat Bournemouth. Like I'm not looking at Bournemouth and thinking, yeah, that's a mad thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like we beat Bournemouth. So outside of Bournemouth, we're not slapping teams up like 6-7-0 anywhere else. It really is just those 2 games. I think, I can't think of any other game where we've won by like a mad scoreline like that this season. So I'm thinking to myself, how do you guys get your... So obviously, let's not get it twisted. When we got to 3-0, the game was already done. United already lost their heads. You could see it on the pitch. Like they weren't... It was like my boy was... It's like they're not even using tactics no more. Like the tactics are kind of just gone. Their men are just doing YOLO. They're saying, yo, you know what? Man ain't even trying to listen to what this 7 is even trying to say. I'm trying to just do my own thing. Let me see if I can just pattern something like Casemiro. Did we all sit here and think that Casemiro was going to have a shit game like that? The best defensive midfielder in the Premier League. Do you think we really thought that was going to happen?
Midfield 3, Casemiro is the first player I thought of in the opposition that he's going to have a field day when I saw our midfield 3. And I think what epitomizes what you just said is Bajicic skips past Bruno at the byline and Bruno don't even run after him. I think that was around the 70th.
That was mad.
When I saw that, I said, yeah, they had given up, but you know that was the final cherry on the cake. That said it all. They had given up. When your own captain wasn't chasing him, regardless of the scoreline, it's like, yeah. And I don't know if it's all true in that, but allegedly Bruno obviously asked him to come off as well. Apparently, he was confused to who was coming on and off.
I don't think. I feel like if we're being real, do you think a player would realistically do that? Like even the mud, I don't feel like a player would be like.
You know why I wouldn't put it past him? He can be very petulant. I'm not saying he did, but he can be very like he has that type of attitude where because even normally like the odd time to watch United, if he's shouting at players, it's because he's doing something they're not doing. But yesterday he was shouting at players not for not pressing and working hard. But you're being a hypocrite because he wasn't doing the same yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Thanks. But yeah, I loved it, bro. Everything about it, I just, you know what I mean? It was lovely to watch.
Big I said, bro, wait, like ever since Chelsea have been moving shit, I ain't heard you
see you for months.
Yeah, bro, I seen you for months, boy. Like you've been in bin or something. But I think those 2 quick fire goals after half time took United by surprise. They were bamboozled. Yeah, I hear that.
Chelsea
Yeah.
won, innit?
Oh shit! Yeah. What Chelsea won? Okay.
I know what. Yeah, I know this ain't on Chelsea, but another thing I'll say that I'll just big up I said of it as well. As good as Dortmund have been, as bad as Chelsea have been, I bet you Chelsea knock them out tomorrow. Football just works in weird ways, in mysterious ways, bro. I can just see it.
Big up Sui Junior. Elliot has played 25 out of 25 Premier League games this season. Which games would you guys say? You have to ask someone who likes Elliot.
He's featured in all the games this season.
Yeah.
Bro,
This is what I asked previously. What does he then go to? Like, what do you turn into now?
We will know, especially for our club. In general, but availability is your best ability, especially at Liverpool. So that's impressive. You know, I'm like UG. I'm not his biggest fan, but that is impressive because he's always available. But again, I still stick by what I said 10, 15 minutes ago. He'll probably just still be that impact sub next season, especially if we go on to get who we think we could get.
And that's gonna be a bit of a mad thing. And I think when I'm looking at like United in a general sense, like I said, that first 25 minutes of the game, bro, like I wasn't thinking that the game was gonna necessarily pan out in the way that it was gonna pan out, man. Which by the way is credit to Liverpool for being able to hang in there and then obviously get the goals at the right times when they did get the goals, because obviously if we didn't, then I feel like it would have been a completely different game. Looking at one player though, obviously we spoke a little bit about him anyway, but Gakpo, in terms of his performance, obviously the last few games now, he's been playing good. Yeah, I mean, I can't say much more than that. Yeah, I mean, he scored some goals. Got I don't know if he's got an assist, but he's definitely got himself obviously some goals in this kind of new Firmino 2.0 kind of thing. And again, I don't want to look too much past what we're seeing at this current moment in time, because at the end of the day, when you're in a good moment, everything looks good. But when you're starting to look outside of that, you're starting to think, is it really as good as we think it actually is? At the end of the day, Mo Salah's 30-something. He's playing with two 23-year-olds. So at some point in time, that's going to need to change on that side of the map, on the right-hand side. But at the Mo, you've got Gakpo and you've got Nunez. When you're looking at Gakpo, do you think you can see what Klopp is trying to turn him into in terms of the role he's trying to give him in the team in itself?
Yeah, look, to be honest, I've always said I like him as a player. From the World Cup, I was like,
you actually been consistent.
I'm kind of actually impressed with him.
Yeah.
But my thing was always, if we only had 50 M's in Jan, I wouldn't have gone and got him. I would have got a midfielder instead. I'll stick by that. But from the beginning, I could see, even though like he weren't playing well, we were playing shit. But I could see something in him. I could see that he kind of had the profile of what they might have been looking for. So it was making sense, innit? But I think what we've seen in the last few games is confidence. Since he scored in the Merseyside derby, I seen him. His shoulders are a bit more puffed out. He kind of looks a bit more confident on the ball and that. So I just think he's going to be a confidence player, innit? So hopefully, he can kind of stay somewhat consistent, and then he should be, because you can see he's a good finisher, and that's one thing we don't really have. Like Nunez, you can have your different opinions on him, but he's not the best finisher in the world. Salah, even himself, can scuff chances. That Gakpo looks like that. Think. I'm sorry, that's what you call like a proper goal scorer's finish, and then the first goal as well. So, listen, if he can keep this going, I'll be happy, man. I'll be very happy because I like him as a player.
But I don't think I'm glad you said that. Ish, that again, I've not been his biggest fan since him coming to the club. But that how many times have we seen a player in that position just hit it straight at the keeper, or the keeper makes himself big, and I think it was the timing of it because he dinked it so quick. He dinked it so quick that De Gea didn't really even have time to set himself. Do you know what I mean? And you can't really teach that. You know what I mean? You either have that or you don't. And regardless of what you want to say about him, you don't get all them goals in the Eredivisie if you're not a good finisher. That irrespective of the league, he still has numbers. So we always knew he had that finish in him. But the reason why I'm more impressed with him is because he's doing everything that I was dissing him of. Like, for me, he wasn't technically the best. It wasn't sticking to him. He kept losing it. He kept kind of running into danger areas that he didn't need to be in. Now he's doing everything opposite. He's running into areas that he needs to be in, but actually with purpose. His touch is good. He's linking play. I think that's the main thing. He is linking play, and whether it's rumours or not, when you're going off yesterday, not even just yesterday's game, when you're going off the last Barda Palace game, when you're going off the last, I'll say 3 or 4 games, and then you're seeing today that apparently Firmino's teaching him, it makes sense. It coincides with one another because you're actually seeing elements of Bobby's game. So to answer your question, G, just long may it continue, and he's proved. That's the thing. When a player comes to our club, I want to be wrong. If I've got a negative opinion of you, I want to be wrong. I want
Of course.
my club. So I hope he proves wrong, and long may it continue, man, because he's played, bar the Palace game, he's played well since that. Yeah, Newcastle game, I believe he's played very well.
Nah, listen, man. I tell you, you know what it is with Gakpo. I think it's not even. I don't even think we all had like anybody who even thought negatively. I don't think we even thought that negative of him. I just think you came at a time when
I did. I hold it up. I did, bro. I can't even cap.
The thing is, it's like I never looked at him like negatively. I just always looked at him and thought, brother, man, they need you right now. You know what I mean? Like I kind of need a centre midfielder. You know what I mean? Like you're not the centre midfielder.
But that's the club, though. The club do that to us. The club will make us.
I know.
Good signers are meaty because we're like, yeah, where's the rest, bro? Like, just give me the rest. Give me the rest, and you can see the other pieces. But when you just get a Gakpo and you know that's all you're gonna get, you're like, I don't even like you, bro. Get out of it.
Yeah, real talk. Real talk.
It just reminds you of what you haven't got, bro. When I look at him, I'm like, bro, can you play 8? If you can't play 8, I'm not really interested.
And I think that's also like my beef, like when it comes to like a Bellingham or something. Because if we only start like a Bellingham and maybe just like one dead meaty player, I'm gonna look at Bellingham and be like, brother, like you're dead, man. Like if you're not doing, like if we're not top of the league and 10 points cleared, like I'm gonna look at you like, why are you here? Like you're just taking out all my money for no. But if that's not his fault, though. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think that's what it is with Gakpo, is that it's not that I ever thought he was dead. But I definitely didn't think that. Obviously he's in good form now, so of course he's banging in the goals, etc., etc. If that continues, yo, Gakpo, you're doing your thing, and you prove me wrong. I don't feel like he's I feel like he's like a Jota, with them guys who they'll just hit like good form at times in the season. So their numbers at the end of the season, like he'll probably get like your 20 goals a season, but he'll probably play however many games, and he'll probably score 2 in one game, 2 in this game, 2 in that game, but then go 5 games without scoring. He seems like one of those type of guys potentially for this team. But what I will say is he does seem like a way better finisher than Nunez. In fact, out of all of the front three, he probably looks like the most natural finisher out of all of them. Like between him, Gakpo, Nunez, and Salah, he looks like the one where, give him a chance, he looks like he's a bit more of a cleaner finisher as opposed to Nunez and Salah. When I look at them, I don't feel like them man are clean. Like even Salah, like the goal that he scored, rasped it into the back of the net. But you know, that was one of them. It was like you just turned shot bang, and that was it. That was there was no thought but process behind it. Like it was just turn around shot bang, and then he just finished it. Obviously caught man off guard or whatever. Not to take away obviously from Salah's goal or whatever. But yeah, man, I think if what you're saying, Romz, obviously if you're saying that, yeah, obviously Bobby's like teaching man basically the way to play and stuff like that. Long may it continue, man. Long may it continue, man. Obviously looking at you lot's guy, you know what I'm saying, your boy, Darwin Nunez. All I'm saying is, you see with Darwin Nunez, what does Klopp do why are you both smiling anyway? I don't understand that. I didn't even got to ask.
No, do you know what I was
I'm thinking of? You mentioned his name, it just kills me, bro.
You know what I'm thinking of? You see when he kicked, was it Varane? When he was about to kick it and Salah just grabbed him and was like, no.
Yeah.
Did he lash out at
I
someone?
was like, bro, what are you doing, bro? We were like
I
4-0
swear he
at that
lashed
point.
out at someone.
He
probably did.
Someone dropped him and he tried to like spin around and kick them, and Salah just comes out of nowhere. It's like, bro, chill.
This guy.
He's
Just chill out. I think like when you see someone like Nunez, Jamie was saying it on the show, like he kind of reminds me of like a Mane, and I was like, you know what? I hear it because of how unorthodox they both were. Like sometimes Mane at the beginning of his career, like with Liverpool, I didn't know what he was doing. Like I felt like, all right, so what are you gonna do next? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is he gonna stand man up? But then he's so quick. All he needs is just that yard of space, and he's burning everybody on that side.
You know why that's so beneficial? Because it's like, if you don't know what you're going to do next, it's like, how does the defender know what they're going to do next? You know what I mean? So that was kind of, obviously, Suarez is a different player to both of them, but that was kind of Suarez-esque in his earlier days as well. It's just like a slippery. He didn't really know what he was going to do. and it would come off. It's kind of off the cuff. But then as he got better, he just knew. Whereas Mane and Nunez, they're just so unorthodox. I still think as they progress, they still don't know what they're going to do, but it's to their benefit. Do you know what I mean?
So I guess the question is, what do you do with Luis Diaz then? Because Nunez plays way better on the left, in my opinion, when he's down that left-hand side. Even if you had Gakpo or Firmino or whoever down the middle, I feel like Nunez seems like he's kind of making that left wing spot almost his. So what do you do with Luis Diaz? People in the chat, let me know as well what you guys think. Like, what do you do with a Diaz kind of thing?
Do you know what's crazy? I was asked this a lot yesterday, and my first thought is, don't mess about. Diaz, 2-3 games, finds his way in the team, then he cements his place. Like, let's not mess about now. He's our best out-and-out winger. But then I'm thinking, let's be honest, Nunez is more of a priority for the club than Gakpo. Price tag plays a big part into it. He was seen as certain people's replacement. But then I think, 1 minute, Nunez goes into the middle, Diaz on the left. We already saw that a few games start of the season. That didn't work. Those two were running into one another. That didn't work. So it's like, if Gakpo can carry on his trajectory, I think Nunez will be the one to be in trouble. Because I think Gakpo will play in that false 9 role, and then he'll kind of have Salah and Diaz kind of bombing in behind, and it'll be reminiscent of our front three. So it's easy, it's casual just to say Diaz comes straight in and Gakpo comes out, but it just, for me, it depends how well Nunez and Gakpo do until Diaz comes back. Because if we're being honest, Diaz will eventually cement his place. He just will. Like, I think quality will prevail in the end. He's a better footballer than the two. So I don't think he will be ousted, but it's a good problem to have because we do need rotation. But to answer your question, G, I think it just depends. It's basically who can play the best until Diaz comes back. That's the way I'm saying it. I think it is. That's what I think.
That's what you want, though, bro. That's what you want.
Exactly.
That's what you want. That's what you want.
Nah, big up Aaron. Diaz is way better than Nunez. Nunez is signing centre forward. Gakpo's doing what Nunez can't in the middle. Free trying to link up, play proper. I hear that. Listen, I hear you. You're saying that, and in my mind, that's what I was trying to say at the beginning of the season. I'm like, brother, you spend 65 M's on this. I better see this guy drop a fucking 30 piece every single season, bro. Like, I'm not trying to see no less. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? But when I'm seeing him on that left hand side, I'm just like, it works better for the team with him being out there than it does Diaz. I keep saying it. Robbo and Diaz, that is a dead relationship. Like, that is like two people who should never be together ever in life. Like, you two just don't go together. So having those two on that side for me was always going to be a problem because of the way that Diaz plays and the way that Robertson plays. Diaz doesn't really allow Robertson to really flourish. It's going to have to be about what Diaz is doing because he's got his skills. He can dribble, he's fast, he can play, he does all that kind of stuff, but then it doesn't really allow Robbo to kind of do his stuff. You've seen straight off the rip what it looks like when Nunez is there. He opens up the game. Like, look how much fucking space that Robbo gets in games now. Robbo's got mad level of space, bro. Yeah. Mad level. That's the same thing he was getting under Mane. He don't get that with Diaz, though. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He don't get that with Diaz because of the way that Diaz plays. So then, listen, I'm not saying, listen, it's a sick conundrum to have. Man's not saying you sell Diaz or anything like that. If you can keep everybody, just keep everybody. And I'd rather just have these men on the bench and then you can rotate whenever you need to rotate. But eventually, and I think Jerry mentioned this before, so at some point, someone's going to be like, yo, I'm not sitting on the bench for all this time. You know? Like, you've got your starting three. And if it starts to turn into the Mane, Bobby, Firmino, and Salah type of situation where you've just got your three and everyone else is just back up kind of thing, certain man might not really like it, blah, blah, blah. And obviously the way Klopp plays as well. These are the kind of questions. But again, these are the conundrums that you want to have as a team who's trying to compete on so many different levels, because the reality is if you're doing that on all these kind of levels, then you know what I mean? Like long may it continue, to be honest with you. So, but I do generally want to know what people think in regards to, you know, someone like a Diaz and as to, you know, what he could do. Big up honesty again, man. Thank you again for the super chat. Question, Diaz is coming back. Does he, yeah, as I was saying, does he get into the team straight away? Plus, Gakpo said after the game, he and Nunez are building a partnership. Do we keep that, or does Diaz need to play or hold the bench? I don't know. This is what I'm saying. This is where it comes into it. This is where Diaz might have to just say, you know what? let me just obviously between now and the end of the season, your whole bench. You have to just hold the bench for a hot sec. You can't just come back after this crazy layoff and man just throw you into the team after everything that's been done so far from Gakpo and Nunez.
That's what I'm saying, G. That of course he's gonna be slowly introduced to his first 3-4 games coming back, but you need to also think. We know this is one of Klopp's main traits. He's very loyal, so he's not gonna just. Diaz ain't just gonna come in and take Nunez or Gakpo's place, because then what's that gonna do for the morale of them two? 1 minute we've been balling out, my man just comes back from a long-term injury and he's taken our place. And you already know Klopp. Klopp don't like to upset anyone, so he's not gonna upset anyone. Do you know what I mean? You know what? Yeah, it'll probably have to be a case of this. God forbid it happens. By the way, I'm actually deep in it now. For Diaz to cement a place before the end of the season, and I know you two probably agree with me, it'll probably take one of Gakpo or Nunez. God forbid this happens, but to get injured, because I think Klopp's that loyal. He won't just chuck. Do you know what I mean? He won't just chuck Diaz straight in.
Klopp's very like as much as I didn't want to say. You know what I mean, I was trying to be. I was trying to be nice, but Romz kind of brought it out, man. Like the way that like what do you call it? The way that Klopp is, he's so rigid. He ain't trying to do rotation.
Sorry,
and I just put out and this is why I big up Angel 1968. Like, the two advanced fullbacks are still problematic for us. The Diaz problem is a good problem to have. I'd sell Robbo. By the way, guys, I didn't endorse this. I didn't say anything. Don't no one DM me saying, "Yo, G, what's going on with your nigga?"
Angel, but Angel's they're normally very positive. So
that's what I'm saying.
You know what? I've not heard, even fans like us, I've not heard anyone ask for Robbo to be sold. I have heard sign a better left back and keep Robbo as a squad back, but I've not heard sell. That is the first time I've heard that. But that's crazy. Yeah, big statement. Big up Angel there. Big up.
Again, we have not endorsed that over at the Jerry James Show. These are the views and opinions of the followers and everybody watching. So please don't get at us kind of thing. But big up yourself. I hear what you're saying though. The only way you do something like that is if you'd sell Robbo if you got like a Vardio who could play left back as well. Yeah. So then he would be your left back. That's the only way I'd realistically.
But we're back to square one again though. We're back to square one then, because if Simicast gets injured, then Vardio's playing left back. Then who's playing?
Hear what I'm saying? It was Angel who said it, bro. Like, don't get mad at me.
We every time, but every time we get squad depth, we're like, cool, let's shop these guys, and then go back to square one again.
If you sold a Robbo though, he's one of the world-class players in his position. You can't just get a second string. You have to then go and get a Lucas Hernandez or Alfonso Davies.
Oh, that would be a sick signing though.
I'd love that signing. But we know we probably wouldn't rise. Then again, Ramel knows better than me. German clubs don't normally ask for that much money like an Italian league or how a Spanish league would. So yeah, but sending Robbo would have to replace him with Richie, one of the best in their position, and I can't see us doing that for now. We've got other priorities.
Someone said it on Twitter earlier on about where they would rank Robbo, probably the second best left back in the Premier League era, behind obviously Ashley Cole. And I said, yeah, no, Ashley's undisputed number one. Ain't no one taking that slot at all. But Robbo is a very good second. I couldn't think of any other left back like that. Off the top of my head, I couldn't think of anyone.
I even say he's pushing Ashley Cole. Not in terms of technical ability, not at all. I know Ashley Cole's
not gonna lie,
but the consistency for about 5-6 years, Robbo's actually been at a consistent level. Trent had mad dips. I know Robbo's not been that great this season, but he never drops consistent.
But I feel like Ashley Cole's been consistent. Is literally from day one to
what are you man saying about Evra? Because
Evra's another. That's what I'm saying. Evra's another one. Evra's another one.
You know what?
I think legacy-wise, it's Robbo, but technically, come on, Evra was clear of Robbo. If we're being honest, if we're speaking technically,
you know what? I even forgot about Evra. You know.
Do you see that finish against Bayern Munich? Hey, come on, bro. Like Robbo's not doing that. Robbo's not doing them kind of finishes.
Let's talk real for a second.
What? Quickly, share.
Yeah, go.
I've clocked about Robbo though. This is why I say his leg. Even though Evra's won more prems, that assist record is mad for the.
It's mad.
Because I was even reading something, some next page on Twitter put out. In less appearances, he's got more assists, 3 random players, than Hazard, Mata, and Theo Walcott in less appearances than all of them as a defender. And when I saw that stat, I thought, when he started putting it like that, he's done his thing for the past 5-6 years. There's no disputing that. And legacy-wise, he's up. Me personally, I do love Robbo, but he's third for me. I have Ever and Ashley just above him, but he is pushing into that convo. 100%. 100%.
That assist record is good, though. The thing is, man can't even... Obviously, the game's changed. If we had Ashley Cole in today's game, like, think about how sick Ashley Cole was, but put him in today's game.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
feel like Ashley Cole will be doing the mazza. Like, I feel like he'd be doing madness with the assisting. Like, assist, he can defend. He had techers. Like, he had that. Like,
they
everything
prided
unlocked.
themselves on the primary thing, which was the defender. That's a gem there. That is actually gospel, because you're right. Ashley probably would have been doing the same as Robert, if not more, because he had a shot on him as well.
Come on, bro.
Robbo for, he can't really. Even
Come on, bro.
Pick him up for yesterday, because he cut in and hit the target. That's
Yeah. No.
Nah,
Pick
bro,
it
it was
up.
going off target. Bro, get it back.
It was going off.
The deflection,
It was on target.
bro, no, it like deflected it on target. I think it hit Varane. I remember I saw it because he cut in on his right. I was like, no, don't shoot. And he shot. It was going wide, bro.
This is what I'm saying again, guys. I'm not trying to like Robbo's sick. You know what I mean? Robbo's up there. He'll be in like, let's say he's comfortably in a top 5 conversation. I don't know who the other two potentially would even be, but he's in that top 5 kind of conversation where of left backs, definitely there. And if not, he's probably third, definitely behind Ashley Cole and probably behind a Patrice Evra. I think those two are, when it comes to left backs in the Premier League, but you can't really dismiss the assist record. You know what I mean? Like, we look at Trent Alexander-Arnold because we think about him. When you think of assists for Liverpool, you just think Trent. Straight off the root, you just think Trent. These times you're forgetting, it's Robbo, the guy. He's the one with the record. He's the one doing his thing. I'm not saying Trent will obviously beat it because of his age and stuff like that. Give him a couple seasons or whatever when Robbo starts to slow down. And I think that's actually another thing as well when I think about Robbo, is that he's someone who prides himself on intensity and stuff like that. As his time kind of goes on and he starts to lose that level of intensity, starts to lose a yard of pace, is he going to be the same Robbo? Like, his game is built on that. Like, literally built on only that. Got no techers whatsoever, but he's built on all of that. So then I'm just like, ooh, you might.
Blueprint of our team in general, though, because a lot of our players aren't technicians. When that energy goes, we're seeing this season. Do you know what I mean? You're spot on there, G. Spot on. And
I think that's gonna be a bit of a mazza. But looking at United, one thing I said before the game, and I was talking about it on my preview, was about how if obviously Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and or Fred, whichever one, if they find like these little pockets of space, if we don't necessarily close them down or anything like that properly, they'll find the yard of space and then they can pick out the passes. And I think that's what we were seeing from the game in that first 20-25 minutes. But then obviously that's when we've then scored, and then once we've scored, it's then become a whole case of, we've just hit them, and then their heads are kind of gone. But when I'm looking at that again, Jamie Carragher mentioned it. I was listening to the Gary Neville pod, when he talks on Sundays after games and stuff like that, and he was talking about obviously the defeat and blah blah blah. Even Jamie was even saying the same thing. That first half, you could say things are still a bit nervy. Now listen, I'm not saying Liverpool got to play perfect every single game. We just won 7-0. So clearly we're doing something right. Do you know what I mean? Clearly we've done the majority of the things right within that game in itself. But when I do look at the team sometimes, I do look at it, and I know we play with a bit of a risk factor in games, but I still feel that at some point in time you get found, well, we've been found out, but at some point in time, when you come up against clinical teams, like how we were against Manchester United, you'll get popped. Because in certain moments, you'll just get popped. And I just felt like that's something, yes, Jurgen Klopp, listen, he's done something. Liverpool got 5 clean sheets in a row, 4 wins out of that 5. I think the Crystal Palace was obviously the 0-0, but we've got 5 clean sheets in a row. So clearly we're doing something. And the clean sheets that we're getting as well, they're obviously helping to give the team some level of confidence, which is obviously fantastic. But moving forward, I'm still a little bit worried in the way that we do set up in certain games, in the manner that we kind of set up, because the risk that we're giving, we can have a 7-0 game, but then we can have a 5-2 against Madrid, or we can have a 3-0 against these kind of things. You know what I mean? They can kind of pop up. So for me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, do you guys think it's a case of, when we're looking at everything, is it going to be as simple as soon as Klopp gets his midfield, for example, we're good? Like, the team should just click into that kind of gear and then we can just go again next season? Do you think we still need to kind of tweak? Obviously, we want to tweak it, but if we're thinking in Klopp's mind, in Klopp's head, do you think he still needs to tweak a little bit? Is it maybe Pep Yinder's as well? Maybe he's told him to shut up now and, yo, I'm going to just play the way I want to play. The way you're trying to play isn't working. Like, what do you guys kind of think it is moving forward anyway?
I think it depends on, like, for me, I'm interested in the summer more of, like, obviously the names that we bring in, but more like the profile. If we go and sign, this is what I'm going to come on to. If you go and sign midfielders like a Thiago, like a Carvalho, those kind of players, for me, the system is, we're going to see the same problems again. Because the players that we're relying on, they can't do the things that Klopp wants us to do in terms of, like, high intensity. And because even yesterday against United, we weren't pressing like all mad and gung ho, but we were very decisive in our finishing, and a lot of it was just hitting them with 1-2 passes, the balls in the net. Salah just passing it in, like, just very instinctive. But whereas the players that maybe a couple of the goals yesterday might not have happened because Thiago will take that extra touch on the ball, or instead of just playing at one touch to the forward line, we'll try and drop a shoulder and do something else. So it depends on for me, it depends on the profile. If you go and sign bare techie man again in the summer, I think we're going to just see the same thing. If we go and get players who, for me in the midfield, like, I'm willing to sacrifice on technical ability for players that are available all the time and can just carry out the functions of what we want. That's why, like, word to what you were saying on your tweet earlier, like, we weren't looking for £200 million investment in Jan in the summer. Bro, get me a little 20 million Tyler Adams or something, or Weston McKennie. We can keep it moving. So it depends on how willing they are to sort of pull their finger out. And Klopp and Pep, they need to kind of figure out what they want to do with our team. You can't play this heavy metal football with classically trained ballers. Like, it's not going to work, is it?
That's actual. Romz, I'm going to ask you this question. Obviously, everyone's obviously put up. Is Thiago the problem? Because I think Thiago is needed for big games when luck is not obviously on our side. How do you look at the Thiago kind of situation? Because he ain't been a part of that 7-0, boy. We look fine without him.
It's literally just echoing what Ish said. It's that we brought Thiago in to control games, but the way we play, he doesn't complement that at all. And it's not his fault. That's a talent ID issue, because you can't deny that man's quality. That his career kind of speaks for itself. Yes, he isn't always available, but he is a world-class talent. But in this system, it's not for him. So in a way, it is a problem because it's that square pegs and round holes. That this isn't really tailored to him. And when fans then say, but against a team that played a low block, he can be there to break them down, but he's not. I think big up JJ, because JJ said it many times. He's not even doing that. So it's like, what is he actually doing in the team? Because then it gets to a point where he's very industrious. He's on the floor all the time making slide tackles, but then more time he's not. More time. At the start of the season, he was actually winning them, but recently he's not been winning them, and it's just increasing his chance of getting an injury. And sometimes when he's doing it, it just looks mad. So to answer, how do you pronounce the name? Aaron or even? I forgot.
I'm gonna say Aaron.
Aaron, yeah. That just asked. I would have to say he is at the moment, and it's not necessarily his fault, but he is, because when you take him out and all the players are singing off the same hymn sheet, it looks better. I can't lie. It's sad to say, but it does look better. And I'd love, you know what? If he was doing what we brought him in to do, not necessarily controlling games, but playing that eye of the needle pass consistency. I think he did it for Jota against Arsenal last year. He's done it few and far between, but it's not been consistent. I think he done it for Mane last year in a Champions League game as well. I think it was Porto at Anfield. So he's done it very few and far between, but because he's not been doing it consistently, again, it's like, what has he really been brought in to do? So I would say right now he is. Big up
Marco, by the way. Big up yourself, man. Look, we're not saying. I think it'll be maybe misconstruing maybe what Romz and Ish were like trying to explain. Not calling him a scapegoat. He's one of the best like midfielders out there, like in terms of his ability and stuff like that.
And that's the thing. They're just going to take certain things he said. He's a world-class talent. He's one of the best. Don't nitpick. Listen to everything.
Everything that's been, and this is what I'm saying. It's like what we're looking at is that you need to understand the context of the team that he's playing in. At the end of the day, he's playing in a team that is not Barcelona and is not Bayern Munich. This is a team that has no technical ability in terms of how they want to keep the ball and stuff like that. That's not what our makeup is. That's not what Liverpool are about. We've never been about that. We're not a pretty side to watch in that kind of sense. He's played for teams and he is the type of player, Spanish, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, playing under, I think was playing under Pep Guardiola at one point, I believe, ages ago. So, you know, this is a guy, and this is a guy who's used to playing in a certain way. Now he's come to a team that is kind of like, yeah, we're very industrious. We want to run a lot, and we pride ourselves on just being really intense, and we don't really care about like looking pretty on the ball. We just want to get the ball and try and score as many goals as possible and win the game, kind of thing. That's just what we're about, and that's what we're good at. That's what we're really, really good at. So that's the difference. Not calling him a scapegoat, but he doesn't fit that mold. He fits Manchester City, the Barcelonas. Like he fits those type of teams where he could just slot in straight away and it fits him. He won't need to adjust. He won't need to change up his game or anything like that. You just get the Thiago that you actually signed. The problem is we're not even getting the Thiago, as Jerry said. We're not even getting that Thiago. We're getting a Thiago that now we've got to make him into this defense. Now man are saying, yeah, he's the best defensive midfielder that we've got. I don't want him to be the best defensive guy in the fucking team. Like, how does that make sense? I don't want him to be that. That's not what I signed him for. That's like me saying, yeah, man, I signed Nunez as a striker, but you know what? He's sick as a central midfielder. Bro, I didn't sign you as a fucking central midfielder, bro. I signed you as the striker to score me the goals. Don't be switching your position now, and now we're all trying to make up things in our head. No. We did not get the Thiago. Thiago's wasted his years, in my opinion, at Liverpool at this current moment in time, because he's not getting the best out of his own ability, and we're not getting the best out of it. So it's just every now and again he's the most technical player that we have. So come on, bro. He's in a midfield with Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. I promise you, me, Romz, and Ish would look more saucier on the ball if we was in that midfield. So it's not even too hard to do. So when he's in that midfield, of course it looks so much better. Of course it does, because he just looks saucy on the ball. There's no look passing, 1-2 shimmy, and all of these kind of fancy things that if he was at Barcelona, he wouldn't even need to do that. I don't remember him doing hardly any of that stuff at Barcelona or Bayern Munich. Right. I was just doing the simple stuff. But he's come here now. He's trying to show everybody that he's this maverick and he can do all of this stuff. I know you can do it, but I don't need you to do that. I just need to be the Thiago that I thought we was getting at Bayern Munich. I thought I was getting that Thiago. That Thiago was one of the best midfielders, coming up with Modric as, these two. Right now, Modric is clear of man, like super clear. And this guy's 37. Come on, bro, he's 37. So that's what we're saying. We're not calling him a scapegoat, but in this team, you've got to understand the context of how we're using him and, all of these kind of like, various different things, man. But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I think moving forward anyway, I think these are all little kind of conundrums that it's going to be good for Liverpool. There's going to be, There's going to be a lot of questions that Klopp's going to need to ask of the team and vice versa. Obviously, I know people are bigging up Klopp in the game in itself, and I fully hear that. But for me, it was on the players, and I think we haven't even been getting onto the players as much as probably as we get onto Klopp in terms of he is tactics wise and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. Of course, obviously he sets out the tactics and he picks the team sometimes, and more time it's been the wrong team, and etc. etc. But that game, I felt like that was all on the players. I felt like the players were clever enough in the game to understand when Manchester United were when they fell off, when they were losing their head a little bit and stuff like that. The players seemed to clock. Harvey Elliot had the awareness to know, these lot are fucking about. Let me start playing in these pockets of spaces real quick and maybe get myself a few, touches in and around the box and stuff like that. Cody Gakpo, let me up my level. Nunez, let me up my level. Salah, let me just keep doing Salah things. Before we even end it, though, I want you two specifically to chat to me about Salah. I'm going to sit here and listen. I'll give you guys the floor.
But wait to the end.
I need, this is the perfect end. I need you man to chat to me about my guy. 22 goals. Hold on, I haven't finished. 22 goals this season, 11 assists in about 37 games. Chat to me, bro. I'll let you guys speak still.
All right, I'll only do it if you do a Nunez segment.
Say no more. I'll do a Nunez segment.
I'm joking. You don't have to, but listen, I've been very critical of him, but you see, that game, you know,
Chris is on to me. Why am I getting uncomfortable right now, bro? It's uncomfortable right now.
When the fixtures get released in June of every summer, the first two fixtures I look for, the first one, United at Anfield, second one, United at Old Trafford. That's just always how I've been primary. And if there's one game I want Salah to rise in home and away, and he does, I think his record now is, he was already before yesterday the highest goal scorer in the fixture. Now it's gone to that 13 or 14. It's crazy.
Romz, sorry to cut you. Do you know what's mad? Do you not remember his first two seasons? He never bagged against them. There was like a
I actually feel like
he said in the interview his first
only 1920. I'm pretty sure the first ones when he took us. And since then he's gone top. That's mad.
I think he's scored in every game.
That's mad. That's mad.
Scored in every game because he even scored a bad boy goal. I think he dinked the hail even when we lost this season to them. So I think since he's scored in about 5-6 consecutive games, but I've been critical of him, but he's actually doing what I've been critical of him for. Creating now, scoring, all that good stuff. And I was using the casuals take. But look, how many of them are penalties? Bro, I had to eat humble pie. When someone said, bro, I think he's only one this season. He might have not even scored a penalty this season.
The Champions League. We haven't had a penalty in the league since last 28
he said,
games.
you know what? I was just being a casual. That was poor research from me. Big him up. And this is all I've been asking for, bro. Just rise. But don't now do this and not do nothing 12 or 30 in Bournemouth at the seaside. Please.
I'm just gonna be here like this. Bro. Give me time.
No, that's what my guy did. Number 27 was doing that. But man. Bro, I've got nothing bad to say about him. You know what? We actually need to give all four their individual praise because it's Nunez now that scored again. City, Arsenal, United, Napoli, Madrid. Big game player. You got Bobby who announces he's leaving this week. Says, you know what? I'm going to get my little 10-15 minute cameo and I'm going to add to that score sheet as well. You got Gakpo, who they wanted for the best part of 6 months, 7 months. He dunks on them a brace. And then Salah, bro, we've not even mentioned the biggest feat. He is our highest goal scorer in Premier League history. That is a mad achievement. That is a mad achievement. Mad achievement.
Big up for that.
And the things, you know what he done? He said, bun all the other games. I'm waiting for United. I'm doing this against United. Rivals at Anfield. But yeah, man, it was so fitting. But big up all four of them. And even Jota, we know Jota's still getting back up to speed. But I think he come on and thought, let me join the party. Cool. He didn't register a goal assist. But he still said, yeah, you know what? I want to join in this fun. But yeah, man, I had nothing bad to say about Salah. Big up Salah, man.
That's all I was asking for, bro.
Give Nunez his prop now.
No, I'm just getting to the. Just hold on, I'm just getting to the comments. You know, we need to read out like some of the comments and stuff like that. We got Wayne too negative. What are we negative? Explain. What have we been negative about in today's stream?
You might be being sarcastic. He may.
Okay, then Wayne, you better be being sarcastic. Don't get me mad, you know. Don't get me mad.
Big up Wayne.
Big up Wade, man. 129 goals for the King, of course. Now look, everyone keeps saying it. All right, so I'll do that because I have to give him the props regardless of anything. Okay. So Darwin Nunez. The worst thing about it is, I don't actually know where to start. But what I will say is he's definitely changed my opinion on what I think he can do moving forward in this new position. I will say that much. I think when we signed him, like I said at the earlier on in the stream, when we signed him, we spent 65 M's on the guy. Like I said, we signed him at a time when we were all thinking we're getting this guy to come in as number 9. Yo, I'm expected to drop a 30 piece every single time, bro. Like That's what we need right now. I need a Harry Kane type of brother in this, in this thing where you're just coming in, you're going to bag me all my goals and everything's just going to look nice and crispy. You're going to play alongside Salah. Salah's going to keep scoring the goals, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. Clearly in the team, he's not really, for this season anyway, maybe just because of the injuries and stuff like that, Diaz and blah, blah, blah. Clearly, he's not been told to play up front. He's been told to play on the left-hand side. I've said many times, I think Darwin Nunez is a better player on that left because of what he brings to the team. It is almost, and I know people ain't going to like this because I know how much people love Sadio Mane, but he's in that Mane mold, unorthodox type of player. But his physical attributes get him into these positions. Now, he's a bit like Mane. Mane couldn't finish either. Let's not act like Mane was some bagsman in terms of, what I mean, the way he was, finishing his chances and all that kind of stuff. So when I do look at someone like a Sadio Mane and I look at Darwin Nunez, I feel like they're both pretty similar in the way that they actually played. And I think that testament to Darwin Nunez, like even the sheer fact that he's not really scoring as many of the chances that he should be, in terms of he's getting a lot of chances and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's doing what he needs to do for the team. And I think I have to big him up for that regardless of anything. I can't dismiss him for that. He looks like without him in the team just looks dead. Like attacking wise, we just look toothless because then you've only got Salah and maybe like Gakpo, but I don't think they work well without a Nunez, someone to kind of feed off of. He's almost like, if you guys remember old school Juventus when they had Mandzukic playing left wing, he was a target man and everyone else played in and off him. Obviously, I'm not saying he obviously Mandzukic didn't have the pace and all that kind of stuff, but he was a physical presence and he was able to help the team in other aspects. And that's exactly what I see with like a Darwin Nunez in this team in the way that we're playing. Hence the reason why I asked, what do you do with a Luis Diaz? And I'm not even Diaz's biggest fan like that. I never have been. I never really looked at him and thought, yeah, this guy's really it. But when I'm looking at it now, if I had to pick between the two and they were both in form, I would have to side with Darwin Nunez over Luis Diaz. If I was to pick a team just in form, whatever, I would go with Darwin Nunez because I feel like Darwin Nunez would offer me a bit more than what Luis Diaz would offer me. So I'll big up Nunez and I'll say, you know what? I got it wrong. He's a better player than I thought he was. He's been good this season. He's got his goals. So I hold my hands up. There, I said it. You're not going to hear me say that again. You better click that up now.
You know what you can do as well? You can end that segment off with his song.
Man ain't singing his song, rude boy. Man, don't do it, man.
Rob's happy. Go ahead.
No, I'm not singing. My voice is a bit, you know what I mean?
No. Listen, man. Like you got. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, listen. Don't get twisted. Like, bro. Like I said, we spent 65 M's on the guy. I wanted a 30-piece every fucking season. I wanted to be dropping it like Luka Doncic every single game night. I need to be seeing points after points after points after points. But he wasn't doing that. But I think it's because of the way that Ish mentioned before about having all of these techie players in the midfield and having the midfield do two different roles. It's not then helping him up front. We saw in pre-season, I think me, you, Jerry, and Romz, we saw in pre-season when we was analysing the games and stuff like that. What was one of the main things we said? Carvalho in behind Darwin Nunez. It was working. It was fully working. I thought that's what Klopp was going to do. I thought that's what, beginning of the season, Carvalho in behind Darwin Nunez. He likes to play off a partner. Boom, 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 boom. Everything should just work out, but he didn't do that. And now he's had to kind of switch it, and Darwin's playing left wing. Long may it continue, man. Like, let him do his thing. Man. Big up the gaffer inside, though. Big up the gaffer. Everyone give a big shout out to Jerry inside, man. What are you telling me, bro?
Bruv, I'm not feeling like Liverpool. I'm in hell right now, if I'm going to be honest, bruv. Like, Liverpool, I'm in hell right now, but I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, man. Apologies, obviously, for not being in people. Big up. We got Sadiq. He's really saying he's clipped you up, which is peak.
That's cool, man.
Already there.
That's
man.
cool.
But yeah, man. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of in the mud, innit? Like me and G were talking off air. I wasn't getting for their flowers. It's mad though. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Yeah, fully honest. I ain't celebrated one goal yesterday. And I know it's mad to say I didn't celebrate one goal. I'm actually questioning, where's the love? Black eye, please. Where is the love?
JJ, this was supposed to be a positive stream,
Yeah.
bro.
It was, but that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to you man are carrying that positivity. Because even me, I'm like, Rod, that win was crazy, massive win. I don't know why I haven't even been able to celebrate. I was like, Rod, that was crazy.
Have you watched back the highlights? JJ, have you watched back the highlights yet?
Huh? No, I watched the
Okay.
highlights back like 3-4 times now. I've had to do it multiple times.
Yeah. We know you're still good for this. You're still good.
Yeah, but so I watched the highlights. I was like, oh, hard goals. But like, you know, like, I don't know. You see how that Salah goal when he backed off his top last season, now they've been ripping my top off as well, bro. Right now, bruv, I was just sipping my tea. Bruv, it was that Havertz scored for me. Bro, what a good goal. Bro, Chelsea are slumping Fulham, you know. That's how I felt. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Look, yeah, I think it's important. I think I need to. We've done it on Armchair Gaffers. Big up Jess, School Chat, and one.
We got the guys over on that side.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna sing something for you, man. That obviously Jess sang before the stream as well. It's for all the United fans, isn't it? So I got the mic. Ain't nobody wanna show you love. Everybody S Club. And there's another one as well. 7-11, 7-11, 7 twice, 7 times. Roll that shit like rolling dice. Roll that shit like rolling dice. 7-11. Oh, it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it's mad. Chris, you know what? Chris is coming to me with some facts. He's saying, look, Jerry, it's called cognitive distance. You have it, bro. It's fact. I've distanced myself. You know, like the trauma was so bad. I've had to distance myself. We've got Sam Max saying, JJ's questioning where this performance been all season. Facts. Michael talks as well. People are crazy, but it's true. Like I said, I believe this is a safe space. And I had to be honest about it. It's weird. And the thing is, I'm looking back on it and I'm like, this is not fair. Like, I should be ranting and raving. It was a normal day for me, bro. It was a normal day. But look, have you managed to chat about Salah, yeah, Mr. Number 11?
Of course, we spoke about. Bro, I made Romz and Isha say that we might need to apologize in them thing there. You as well, bro. Like you're not exempt.
Apologize for what?
What do you mean apologize for what, brother? I need an apology. I need to hear like, yo. Obviously, I hear what you're saying. Obviously, big dog. Hold on.
Break down that game for me.
In what sense?
What do I need to apologize for?
In terms of Salah being Salah, getting himself 2 goals, 2 assists, playing very, very well yesterday. I'm not saying he played even massively sick because I've seen him play better than that. But guess what? As I keep saying to you, and I keep saying it to everybody else, when Salah's on song, the team is just on song. Man, don't need to be at this Hazardian, Messian level to do shit.
Are we then saying that is what you're trying to tell me then that the whole team has to be on form for Salah to be at his best?
No. That's what I'm saying. You're not listening. I said when Salah's doing well, the team inevitably do. So it's more when he's doing well, the team will inevitably do well. If the team are doing well,
it's the other way around though. I think it's the other way around.
Exactly.
You see
right now, it's
shit.
like it's the other way around.
No. Because when Salah's on song, when he's on song, we saw it yesterday. When he's on song, 2 assists. Without those 2 assists, them man ain't scoring. So straight away, let's knock off 2 goals straight off the rip. Let's knock off 2 goals out of that fight, out of that 7. Now we're back down to 5-0. But in the time and the moments of the game in itself, cool. Let's even bring it back to the Newcastle game. Salah doesn't get that assist for Gakpo. Now we're looking at a completely different game. All of these times when Salah's on song, the team inevitably will do well because he is the talisman in the team. He's the best striker that we've got. So he's going to inevitably be the talisman in the team.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
All I'm saying for me with Salah, yeah, is that I can't apologize for something something a man should be doing when you're paying him 350 bags and he's your talisman. No one looks at LeBron and is like, yeah, man, drop it, or Giannis, or Kevin Durant, or Michael Jordan saying, yeah, they're giving triple doubles. Like, that's crazy. Like, apologize, brother. Like, we're paying you that amount of money. Like, what about Ja Morant, bro? What about Ja Morant? He's their main.
What about Ja Morant?
Perform, bro. Perform. I don't want to hear anything else. Like, this is what it's expected from Salah, no?
But he's actually been performing, though. That's the worst thing about it. Stats wise. If we're just looking at stats wise.
But that's my point. Is that it's not about the stats. It's about the all round game. That's been my problem.
I hear it.
Not saying. Oh yeah. By the way, I'm not saying he had a poor game or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general. I'm saying I would have liked, especially now in this season. It wasn't necessary. We didn't necessarily need like output from him. We needed all round performance. Jack Sarah said, just apologize, Jerry, and keep it moving. Nah, bro. I'm not apologizing, man.
Jerry's died on this hill.
But he died on this hill, bro. It's calm, bro. Let him die.
I've been called a wrong un too many times now. I've adopted that. I'm the biggest wrong un right now. And I'm going to have to die on that hill now, bro. You live long enough, you become the villain. And right now, I don't mind being the villain, bro. I don't mind. I even got, hold on. We got, hold on. Who said this? Who said this? Someone said that. Yeah, Liverpool 12 man, big up. He's got my back saying, James needs to apologize for mad talk. Coming from G, that's rich. Pot calling the kettle black. This girl's calling for Klopp.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, let's stop right there. Let's see. This is why I didn't want to get into this negativity. But now Jerry came into the fucking stream. Now we're gonna get negative. Right, hold on. Okay,
you were in control of this. You could have.
Okay, cool. So Liverpool,
you could have treated me like Ram and just said, "Yeah, bro, it's calm."
Nah, you're the gaffer. My man don't do them thing there. Liverpool 12 man. Don't ever get it twisted. Man still wants Klopp to bounce like there's still to know tomorrow. Like I'm not sitting here saying, yeah, all of a sudden you win 7-0. Klopp must stay. We're looking sick. Let's not get it twisted. At the end of the day, regardless of anything, Liverpool been absolutely shit this season. Even if you make the top 4 of this season, it's still been a shit season. So let's not act like we're sitting here and we haven't been dunked on by Brighton, by Wolves, by Nottingham Forest, by Leeds, by Crystal Palace. Like we've been dunked on by these teams. So I'm not going to sit here now and all of a sudden off a 7-0 win and say, rah, you know what, Klopp, you know what, you might have to stay, because we're going to see that.
You were telling me, we can get.
I knew Romz was going to say something dumb. I just know he's going to say something dumb. So I'm not even trying to listen to what you have to say, bro. I'm not even trying to listen. What I'm trying to say is this. All I'm trying to do is this. Is like now, when it comes to Klopp and all these kind of conversations and stuff like that, when it comes to Klopp, bro, I left that brother. Like he's the type of brother. When we walk past in the street, I'm just walking straight past him. I'm not even acknowledging him. I'm just letting him let the team do his thing, blah, blah, blah. And it is what it is kind of thing. Like, I don't care about Klopp in that kind of sense. The team yesterday, they won 7-0. We're good.
Did you I'll let you know on the street. You have the Klopp say that. You'll be like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, all right, cool. Say no more. Like, love for telling me kind of thing. But like, I don't want to detract from the game. Obviously, at the end of the day, you win 7-0, regardless of anything. However I feel about Klopp or anybody on the thing, you win 7-0. Man's gonna hold it up regardless. But if we're gonna then try to go into the pot calling, I say no more. We can go back down that route. If you want me to continue to be the negative, say no more. Bun Klopp anyway, regardless. I hope you leave tomorrow. Still same way. I'm still trying to see that. But Liverpool won 7-0, so we can move.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah. Do you know what's mad about this whole Klopp thing situation? Yeah, is that it just emphasized to me. Yeah, it just emphasized to me that we didn't do anything mad tactically. We didn't do anything, right? It was just passion, pressure, and then the players turned up, right?
It was the players
that turned up. It's been the players all along, bro. What did Klopp do? Like Klopp didn't have to think about it. He didn't have to motivate these players because the game's easy. Like you're supposed to get off this game easy, like as you know what I mean, easily, right? The tactics weren't any different. What you could probably give him a positive because he started Elliot, I guess, right? Started Gakpo, he made some changes. But about that, it was just run and do your thing. Like we were calling Hendo and Fab dead, and it's like they just decided to turn up. But tactics, it's not like he done anything to help them. So. Like this win, to be fair, you got to big up Ryan because he was backing the players, saying, you know what, yeah, man, like the players are going to turn up, and you were right. The players didn't.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was.
And the manager didn't do anything. That German didn't do anything.
I never bigged him up anyway. I'll never big him up.
He didn't even give fist pumps at the end. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I heard someone was telling me he didn't give no fist pumps.
I thought this would be the game he does, but. Yeah, that was a bit.
Like for me, the next game, I don't know if you guys spoke about it, but the next game, Bournemouth, yeah? Is that Bournemouth, right?
100%. Yeah. 12.
That's the game. That's the game. I swear to God.
Salah.
If they beat us.
Salah, I'm waiting for you. 12:30, Bournemouth. Salah, where,
Because
rise up,
JJ,
bro.
JJ,
Because
bro,
them Billing and them man have got you in their back pocket. I don't want to hear
we've had
you.
5 early
I wanna hear you,
kickoffs.
bro.
We've won none, bro. And this is why I say to Liverpool fans, if we don't win that, this 7-0 doesn't mean anything. Anything.
And do you know what's mad as well? And do you know what's mad as well, yeah? Is that big up the Scorcher, because Scorcher said Salah's being a politician. He said he didn't have to back off his top. Like, it weren't a game to back off his top. But man backed off his top.
Because he wanted to run it back to the other game.
Like he scored the winner, like last minute winner at OT or something. Bro, you backed off your top at that 6-0, bro. That is actually shameless. He said, you know what? Fuck Gakpo being the main man. Fuck Robbo being the main man.
Come on, bro.
To be the main man. He backed off his top, and that's the picture that everyone's going to use. Look at the thumbnail, people. That was the best picture of the night.
Come on, bro.
This
is what we do. But nah, what you man are saying, and Romz mentioned it earlier on in the stream. Regardless, like at the end of the day, you're only as good as your next game. Like if we don't beat Bournemouth, all of this has just been like months. Big up yourself on the big 6 months, because the grillings you are going to receive if Liverpool do not beat Bournemouth is going to be so peak. Man can't back you. Man can't even back you on that one. Like you have to just fight that battle on your own. Because I'm not jumping in. I'm not trying to get myself beaten up for why. You're the one who started the fight in the first place. So you're gonna have to fight that battle on your own.
You've got fans saying after deeper, there's still 12 games. If you've got fans already saying because we beat United 7-0, yes, it could galvanize the players, give them confidence. But like you alluded to, G, how many big results have we had this season, the cities and that, and then
I don't trust Liverpool in that sense.
This is what I mean, and this is why I say, yeah. I actually read on TL 4th is done with 12 games. We're not even in 4th place, and I'm hearing it's done. Do you know how mad that is?
Although, what I would say though, yeah, is I didn't deep and only deeped it yesterday. Is that it's actually 5 clean sheets on the bounce.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's mad.
That's actually mad. When you look at that, it's like, oh, you know what? That's a bit mad. And you get that next win, well, that's 5 out of 6. Get another
possibilities.
Starts to look a bit scary. It starts to look a bit scary for me anyway, because I thought we'll be in the mud. Like I thought we'll finish 10th. I'm listen. If I was a better man, I would have had a bet that we're finishing 10th. If we're into the top 4, we're in the mud, bro. Right.
You got to understand, Jerry. That the reality of that is that.
Add the picture I sent of the fixtures quickly. Michael's got it up, but I want it. Can you add it quickly? You know, of the 4 games.
What have you sent it?
Yeah, into the chat.
All right. Let me get it. 2 seconds.
Yeah, Jerry, if you can add it.
With Michael's chat anyway, because we actually need to dissect these net 4.
But even, just as
table.
No, fixtures. Our net 4 fixtures. If you scroll up, it should be there.
Cool. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Obviously, just while Jerry's obviously trying to get that put into the thing, like the reality is what you're saying, bro. Like, and this is why I don't like certain comments from people in terms of like the whole apology thing. And I knew I was gonna go down this road at some point in the day, but I don't. When you go down that kind of path of saying, yeah, we're back, top 4. At the end of the day, regardless of anything, everyone sitting on this panel, whether we agree or whatever, everyone on this panel would literally have to admit that Liverpool are in the top 4 race, because the points tells you that we're in a top 4 fucking race. At the end of the day, the points are literally there to kind of tell you. So that part is obvious. But the reality is, as I said before, bro, I've seen Liverpool this season, bro. I have seen us beat teams, and I've seen us get dunked on by the same shit teams next game. So I can't look at this kind of game and think, yeah, this is supposed to galvanize us. Because where was the galvanizing when we were facing Madrid? What, for 20 minutes of that game? And then what, you get fucked on for 5 goals with no reply? Where was all of that energy? The energy wasn't even there. Go on, sorry.
This is my question, right? To all 3
Hold
of
on.
you.
Sorry, Romz, just to understand. Have you got 2? Is it Bournemouth and City, and they're both early kickoffs?
Yeah.
In a row.
Bro. Because this is now I ask you lot, yeah? Off the back of a...
Well, even an 8 p.m. game in Southwest London, boy, look a bit techie still.
And bro, who knows if Potter will even be in charge by then, bro? That's a whole month away. But let me ask all 3 of you now, because I'm going to start off. I'm going to say I think we probably get... I'm going to go... I'm going to go 6 out of 12. But how many points do you think we get from them 4 fixtures?
7.
12.
12 points.
JJ, if you think that means pigs can fly. You're chatting out.
Yeah, that's what you do.
What?
But you know what it is? Listen, I said that Liverpool are going to get 3 points maximum from Wolves and United, and I thought that one of the games we're losing and the other game we're going to win. So I thought when we won against Wolves, I was like, no,
you did say that.
United, vice versa. Right now, my predictions have been in the mud. I need to do the opposite. I feel like saying 3 points. But because logically, that just makes sense to me. 4 points maybe. Because I think we lose against City. We lose against Arsenal, in my opinion. I think
we draw that Arsenal game.
I think it's their time. But I think we draw against Chelsea. I just got a feeling Arsenal, like when they scored that goal, that Reece Nelson scored that, and the way he scored it for me is like, yeah, it's done now, man. It's written in the stars.
JJ, do you know what was reminiscent of? You remember
Robbo's goal, the last minute, Aston Villa.
No, that, but not
Mane.
even that. You remember? You know, there's certain.
that's Burnley.
No. I don't even mean for us.
game.
I mean for the other team. You know, there's certain moments in this season where it's your year. Remember when Company scored that goal against Leicester and Aguero said, Aguero after
when that goal went in,
Vinny, I knew in the back of my head it's done. That anything can happen, but I knew once that because Company can try that another 500 times. You probably won't do that. When certain things happen in a title race, you just know, bro, it's Arsenal's, bro. That when that went in, I said, it's theirs because. Yeah, it's theirs, bro. It's theirs. But I do think we draw that game. I don't think Arsenal beat. I'm going off yesterday. I don't think Arsenal win that.
Okay. Yeah, I think 4 points, maybe 5.
Yeah. What are you saying?
I feel like that early kickoff against City don't look too pretty. Doesn't look too pretty.
Our Etihad record
for both
is
of
not
us.
good either.
Because after the international break and we could get injuries, they could get injuries. That it could be.
And we're poor after international breaks anyway.
We are always poor after international breaks.
It's done. We're losing that game.
12:30 as well. 12:30 after international break at the Etihad.
Yeah, I feel maybe we lose that one. The Chelsea game. Chelsea haven't got enough to win. That's my thing. Like I don't see they don't have enough to win a game.
But I think the type of team that they are against us, we're going to cancel each other out like the last game.
Draw.
Like it's a draw. And then for me, I just got a feeling Arsenal are going to have that season where that one time they beat us at Anfield. I know it don't happen.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be any season for that to happen, it's going to be this season. Do you get it?
I hear it.
It's going to be any season where Arsenal beat Liverpool at Anfield will probably...
This will be it. No, you're speaking fast. So really, I only see us beating Bournemouth.
Bournemouth
crazy.
Chelsea draw and then lose to the top team.
Yeah, lose to the title. Lose to the title.
I'm going 6. I think we get a slender win against Bournemouth and Chelsea, but lose against City and Arsenal. That's. I think we literally get 6 out of 12.
Let me say, you know what?
You know one thing I will say.
Watch us lose to Bournemouth, beat City, draw to Chelsea.
Yeah, we're all mad.
It'll be just all mad, like it'll just be crazy.
You know what? We all know consistency in a top 4 race and a tower race is different. You don't need to have consistent wins because Spurs will drop points, Newcastle will drop points. I think we even play Spurs. Spurs have to come Anfield, and that's probably a game that we'll most likely win. But the top 4 race, you don't really have to be that consistent. But it's whether it will be more consistent than the Newcastles and the Spurs, because the casual thing would be to say Newcastle don't concede. Well, recently, they've been conceding for fun, so. I don't think they're the best defensive team anymore. You just have to wait and see. But I just thought it was a bit of fun. I just want you lot's prediction on them next 4 games, man.
I just don't know what Liverpool turns like. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't trust Liverpool. Like yesterday, Jerry, when we was on, when we did the preview with time, what was our score predictions, bro? I promise you, no one picked Liverpool to win.
No,
I promise.
Yeah, what were your predictions?
I predicted 2-1 to United. I predicted 2-1 to Manchester United.
I was going to say 2-1, but then I said 1-1.
I said 1-1. What did you say, Ish? What was your prediction?
I said
For the United.
3-1. I thought we was gonna win. I thought we'd win 3-1. But
Actually-
when it got to when the game started, I wasn't too confident.
Yeah, Ish is that top red, man. I know. Underneath there, he's
No,
got.
you know what it is? Big games.
Underneath his signal, it's just top red. Top red.
You know what?
Top right on your
do you know
back,
what it is?
boy. I
You know
see
what it
you.
is?
I see you,
I
my
Because
guy.
predicted,
I
I
don't
predicted
back-
1-1
Number
until I
one as
saw the
well.
score sheet.
Number one, top red.
It was
I
1-1
don't
until
back
I saw
Klopp's tactics.
until I saw the score sheet. That's when I thought
Well, you thought
United
we were
were
gonna
making this 3-1.
Yeah. But you know
It
what?
like-
These kind of games, I always just back the team to just because all we know is running and intensity, and the fans to be doing like fist pumps and that. Like when it comes down to us having to actually technically beat a team, they might let them back us. But these kind of games, we always got a chance.
This is. I just see this comment still like.
Yes.
Brighton have got 2 games in hand. If they win the 2 games in hand, they go ahead of us. I hope everyone understands this. Like Newcastle, if they win their game in hand, they go ahead of us. Fulham, if they win, are they playing tonight? I don't know what the score is. If Fulham win tonight, they go level. What's the score?
It was 1-0 Brentford when I just checked a minute ago.
It's
It was
1-1.
1-1, bro.
That Solomon brother just scored again.
Yeah,
Scoring.
bro, he's looking alright, you know.
If Fulham win tonight, they go level on points of us. So we need to stop acting like we're just in this race on our own. Like it's just us to just do our thing and there's other teams that can kind of come into play, and people are going to be fighting for so many different things towards the back end of the season. We might start seeing a couple teams fuck up. We might start seeing a couple teams doing their thing, etc., etc. But the way I look at that is Liverpool got 3 away games in that time. Our away record is stinky as fuck this season. So again, like I said, I'm just taking it one game at a time now, man. When it comes to Liverpool, I don't trust you like that. Like I said, you're the girl that, yeah, you fucked me over one too many times, and man don't really trust you like that anymore. So I'm just gonna let you do your thing.
Innit? That's what it is. That's exactly what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. It's like you don't trust her and that. You're looking around. Yeah, I mean, but it's gone past the level of trying to sneak through the phone, trying to sneak around, like questioning her shit. And now it's like, do you know what I mean? I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. I don't really care. Like
it on the low, 'cause my heart can't. That's what it is. My heart can't take it anymore. So right now, it's just, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is, isn't it? Like, we're not going to hear us berate Klopp like that. We're not going to.
Nah, man.
Do another thing as well. I wanted to just bring this up before we head out, right? You see the banner that was flying over the stadium?
Yeah.
Don't you think that increases the pressure on Klopp? Because if they are forced to spend the P and he don't deliver, then what?
But this is what I keep saying. If you give Klopp money and Donny does not win the Premier League next season, brother, you're going to see me at his neck every week.
But our man trying to go and say that, what? Bellingham and a couple signings and we win the league. Is that what? Yes.
Come on, bro.
Yes.
I'm being realistic. I'm just looking at a top 2 or 3 finish. I ain't expecting no league.
Listen, I just want to be involved in it.
I just want to be there. I want to get invited to the party. I don't need to be the main guy. Like,
because the way Arsenal, City, and United, them 3 are going to strengthen, and they're already ahead of us. Yeah, bro, it's looking very long.
But again, games like yesterday make people start thinking. All I saw yesterday, and again, I let everyone have their day. I was getting bare DMs, I was getting bare messages. I said, I'm going to let everyone just chill, do your thing. But today I said, today's Monday, let's get back to work and let's get back to reality. I'm seeing bare people saying, yo, yesterday, I think James Pierce is a bit on the other side of things now with everything in terms of his journalism and all of that. But even he's coming out and saying, he's in the mud. He's in the mud right about now. I feel sorry for him still.
Who is he from Game of Thrones, bro? He had to flee, bro. That was it, bro. He's never going to be seen again. He can't show his face with Axar.
Nah. Them man don't want to see him there. But he's trying to say, there's still talent. He's trying to say, there's still talent in the squad, and this is that win yesterday should make people basically think like we don't need, brother. If you think beating Manchester United, I don't care if we won 25-0. There still needs to be some type of rebuild at this fucking football club for man to even start contemplating anything. But like I said, I'm chilling on that. I'm not saying nothing because as Jerry just put it rightly there, you give Klopp money, this brother doesn't produce, and I don't want to hear anybody say they didn't give him enough money to do, because once you get your Jude Bellingham, I don't want to hear it from anybody. because you're asking the FSG to spend P's. Now they're spending the P. So if he does not deliver, like I said, every game week, I promise you, if Liverpool do not pick up 3 points, I'm going to be at your neck like there's no tomorrow, bro. Like 3 points every single week. I don't care. Man United, Man City, away, Etihad, the Emirates, all of that. If I don't see 3 points, I'm at your neck every single week because now you've got given money. The one thing that everyone keeps saying that you need to be able to do whatever it is you need to do, you've been given it now. I expect Liverpool to win 4 trophies next season. I expect it now because that's what everyone keeps telling me. Liverpool just need money. If Liverpool had money, we'd be a mad team. Okay, next season, if I don't see Liverpool with a Premier League and Champions League at bare minimum, it's going to be peak for this certain people. Peak. All you content creators, you know who you are. I'm not even going to disrespect you. All of you. If I do not see Liverpool pick up that Premier League as a minimum, and I'm talking minimum and Champions League, bro, I'm at your neck, every single one of you, because you all told me that Liverpool just need money and we'll be good. So cool. Let's see if they give him the money and let's go from there.
I swear to God, if we finish like a point behind City again, and
bro, I swear to God, I'm going. I'm slapping Klopp in his face. I'm slapping Klopp in his face.
I'm checking out. I'm checking out again, bro.
Nah, I'm slapping Klopp in the face, bro. I'm slapping Klopp.
I'm checking out.
Yeah, what are you saying, G? You might as well head that, man. It's been an hour 46, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Guys, look,
man. So listen, big up,
guys. Big up yourselves, Ish, Romz. Thank you for obviously joining me, guys. You've been rocking with us obviously for the last hour and 45. Please make sure you smash that like. I think Big Six was saying it before. I don't know what the subscribers is on now, but I think we're getting close to
191. Maybe it's like 8 subscribers away from 1.1 people. So
guys, please, I beg, please. We got quite a lot actually. We've been sitting down chopping it up. So obviously we've got Romz's bets coming up soon. We've got a few other little things in the works as well. So guys, please make sure you hit that subscribe button because we've got so much coming for you guys in the future. Big up the gaffer, obviously Inside Jerry, for joining us obviously this evening. Jerry, man, head us out with the outro, my guy.
Yeah, before we drop the outro, I think we drop the Ten Hag video as well, man. It's
the fact that he puts his hand in his mouth, man.
Bruv, he tried to make himself vomit.
He tried to make himself vomit. That's the thing I don't understand.
It didn't work. That's why he's forcing it. And bruv, they had to move the camera away, bro. They were like, bruv, it's not working. You know the director.
Wait, that was the live episode.
Yeah, it's the live.
Yeah, bro.
That's how they're recording. They're waiting. Bro, you told us. He guaranteed. He told them, yeah, mate. Look, I can make myself vomit on screen. No worries. And they were like, are you sure? He's like, yes. Man was like,
yes, man.
Bro, next time anyone goes and witnesses anything tragic, yeah, let me know if you ever seen someone put all their fingers in their mouth, bro. It was every finger, bro. It was every finger excluding the thumb in this kind of formation, bro. Dumb. Anyway, next time, people, it's been the Jerry James Show, and we're out.